There's a quote in the book, and I'm not sure if it was from you or from one of your sources, that writing is a habit, not an art.
Yeah, right. We were talking before we started filming, that I really do liken it to exercise. You've got to develop those muscles. You've got to make a commitment to becoming a better writer, just like, you make a commitment to exercise or anything else in your life.
Hmm.
Which is not unlike actually the way that I think marketers have to think about their content as well. You've got to make a commitment to it. It's not a one and done campaign. You can't exercise once a week and expect to see results, and you can't write, once a week on a Sunday for 4 or 5 hours and expect to see results. I think it's much more effective if you write a little bit every day.
Throughout the book, you make this great point that empathy is so important that
Yeah.
when you do write, don't write for you.
Right.
You are putting yourself in the shoes of your reader, the eyes of your reader, the state of your reader, and that kind of respect then makes the content valuable, that they're actually going to want to keep reading.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think the exception would be the first draft. The as I call it, the ugly first draft.
Right.
Stephen King has a great quote: "Write with the door closed, edit with the door open." And what that means is write with the door closed, forget about everybody else, just get that first draft down, but
Yes.
then edit, go back and look at it with an eye toward the reader. Can I say this with more clarity? Does this actually convey what I'm trying to say? Is it helpful to the reader? So all those things, I think, is really where you see the empathy for the reader or the user in some circles come in.
So tell us a little bit about your writing GPS. This sounds like a great system to keep an author on track and moving towards what success looks like.
So essentially, the notion of a writing GPS is like a writing roadmap. The idea with the GPS, of course, is that you have to sort of plug in where you want to end up before
Right.
it'll actually give you any directions on how to get there. What is it that you're trying to achieve with this piece of content?
Yes.
And then, backing into it from there, how is it best to start this journey, with your customer? I talk about all kinds of things like barfing up that ugly first draft,
Yes.
going back and revising with an eye toward the reader or the end user or the customer,
Mhm.
the case may be, all the way down. And so, so for me, it's sort of it's just a nice path to follow, I think,
Mhm.
thinking about doing any kind of content, any kind of writing.
Yeah. One of your quotes in the book talks about if you can't get started, write down "Dear Mom" or and then make it start at least like a letter, so it's
Yes.
it's not just that blank piece of paper or screen now going forward. And
Right.
you do point out in the book that how important a moleskin is,
Yes.
just to have a handy thing that you can go
Yes.
to and make a note. And
Yeah. I
some of them
mean,
looked pretty obscure, but
right.
they're
I have
notes.
it
And
right here. That's why I have my little field notes that I
yes,
typically have with me all the time. It's usually in my pocket or in my bag or something like that. And I just throughout the day I sort of just jot down a fragment of a word or two that will that I want to go back to and think about, or maybe I'll never use it again. But they're just things that strike me that I think I might be able to use somewhere. So I think it's important to have a sort of repository for something like that if you are the kind of person who needs to be creating content on a regular basis, either for yourself or for your brand or organization.